Broadcasting live from the WGBB World Headquarters here in New York. This is the Big Fat Joey Show with your host, Big Fat Joey.
Hey, Big Fat Joey Show. Biggest thing on radio. What's up?
Hot, hot, hot outside.
It is hot, about to be 99 degrees today. Yesterday, 96. All week in the upper 90s with the humidity. I guess it's over 100. But you know what? I'll take it any day. It beats the snow, the sleet, the rain, the ice. I'll take it for what it's worth. I don't mind this weather. Cold weather, no longer am I a fan of.
Yeah, but you know what? At night, it's not cooling down. And another thing is, I like the sun and the fun outside in the summer, but the mosquitoes have been getting me.
Yes, luckily, they've been leaving me somewhat alone. I got a couple of bites, but nothing out of the ordinary. I try to avoid the dusk to go outside, but yeah, I know you got bit up the other night because...
I must have been more than a snack because it's all over the place.
Yes, more than a snack. Now, speaking of snacks, tell us what happened this past week.
I won a dinners, I should say, at the Diamond Estate, which is in Manor Lane in Jamesport. If you haven't been there, please go check it out. 5-course meal, beyond yummy. The shrimp, the lobster tails. It was really pretty, and outside it was just beautiful. They had the little lights on, and just very, very sweet. So I feel like if someone's looking for something different to go to, or if you're on the North Fork, please go check it out. It was just really, it was amazing dinner.
Great dinner. Thank you. I said, Sin just went online on Instagram, saw this contest, find, follow, and what have you, and she did, and she won. So, we were, lucky enough to get out there. Beautiful place out in Jamesport, once again on Manor Lane. Served some nice food, a gazpacho with some shrimp. We had some duck confit. Of course, Sin's favorite, stuffed lobster with crab meat. Great time. So everyone, definitely need to check out the Diamond Estate over in Jamesport on Manor Lane. Once again, everyone, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was beyond yummy, and I really had a great night. It was fun. Met some new people. It was really fun.
Yeah, met some new people. Had some good times. Good eats. Nice time. Eating outside in the field. It's just a nice way to continue on with the summer. We still got plenty of summer to go, even though it seems to be going fast. We got another week of July left, but we're holding on to every last morsel of summer.
What else do you have going on
today? We have on Hampton Water founder Jesse Bongiovi. We met Jesse about 2 weeks ago over in Southampton at a function, and he was gracious enough to carve some time out of his day to talk all things Hampton Water and how it came to be, how he's fallen in love with the Hamptons, being a Jersey native, and how he has taken the world by storm to be the number one rosé out there that everyone loves.
Well, I love it. I told you I love it. We have it at the house. After the bottle's used, I put the sunflowers in there. It's beautiful. But I love it. I love the bottling, the packaging, and of course the rosé. I mean, I can rosé all day.
Rosé all day will allow you to play. It is a great drink. As I said, we have it in the house. We drink it when we go out. We drink it when we're home. Obviously, everyone don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly. But we do enjoy it. You know what?
And it goes with everything. I mean, you have fish, you have chicken, you just have like a veggie meal. It really does pair with everything.
It really does. It goes down smooth. It is a good, tasty wine coming from France. Jesse has put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this to make sure he has brought out the best rosé to the market. And you know what? He has. Once again, Wine Spectator, he's in the top 100 best rosés out there. You can't ask for much more than that. And Hampton Water is only out, like 4 or 5 years now. So, he's got a lot of traction with it because he's putting out a great product. And it's one of those things, if you bring that old saying, if you build it, they will come. Well, if you produce a quality product like Hampton Water, they will come and you'll have people buying it. So Jesse talks all things Hampton Water with us. Plus, he plays everyone's favorite radio game, This or That with Sin. We get a little insight into what he likes, and we get to find out a little more about Hampton Water and how it came to be.
Jesse's very sweet. I love the wine. It was a great interview. I love it. So I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Yes, great interview. Can't wait for everyone to hear it. Fun, fun, fun. Also, we have with us a East Rockaway resident. We got Tony Leone, the founder and owner of Strongbox Theater. Tony, an actor for 20-some plus years up in the Buffalo region here in the great state of New York. Back home on Long Island, has always wanted to own a theater. We have a lot of theaters here on Long Island. When I say theater, it's not a movie theater, more of a performance theater. And Tony in East Rockaway found an old abandoned bank. I think it's been out of business eight some odd years, and how the stars line up, and he had the opportunity to purchase it. And now with some blood, sweat, equity, and tears, he is putting together one of the premier entertainment venues on Long Island, especially in deep South Nassau. East Rockaway. We're talking Nassau County here. We're not talking. The five
Queens.
boroughs area, the Queens area. This is East Rockaway, Nassau County, south of Oceanside, Rockville Center, in that south area.
It's near the Five Towns.
Near the Five Towns area. It's off the beaten path. It's not. You're only in East Rockaway ready to go do something, and it's a fun town, and it's going to be made even more fun with the Strongbox Theater. But more importantly, while the theater is being resurrected and being put to good use, until it is open to the public, Tony, because he loves the neighborhood, the community so much, and he is a consummate actor, performer, he is putting on Strongbox in the Park, a festival of stage and song, starting July 22nd, running all the way through August 7th, but only on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next weekend and the following weekend, just Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He has original one-act plays, songs, and local musicians performing over at the Memorial Park in East Rockaway. He's going to talk all about it. He's going to talk all about where he came from and how he got to be where he is. So, you know what? I love that. Just like my indie artists, just like Jesse, everyone producing something new. We got Jesse producing a great rosé, Hampton Water. We've got Tony Leone producing a great entertainment venue in East Rockaway, Strongbox Theater. It is fun to hear all about that. But now, without any further ado, up next is our interview with Hampton Water founder, Jesse Bongiovi. All right, everyone, let's welcome to the line, founder of everyone's favorite rosé, Hampton's Water, Jesse Bongiovi. Jesse, welcome to Big Fat Joey Show. How are you?
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Quite the intro.
Thank you. I'm doing well.
Hi, Jesse. It's Sin. We're so excited to have you. One of my favorite rosés.
Hey. The best rosé, I'd like to say. Without a doubt, it's everyone's favorite rosé.
Yes, and I have it in the house. I'm telling you, I love it. I love it, and I love the bottle too. I put the sunflowers in there.
Oh,
No,
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And it was a pleasure meeting yourself a couple of weeks ago when you were out in the Hamptons, obviously promoting Hampton's Water. And once again, our favorite rosé. Love it. Love the bottle, yes. And she loves to repurpose the bottles and put sunflowers and other items, accoutrements in it. But you know what? Let's start talking about Hampton's Water. How does a Jersey native get involved with, one, a French rosé, and two, naming it Hampton's Water?
Sure. So the name came from me and my college roommate going out to the Hamptons a lot. So my family's been going out to East Hampton since I was very, very young. That was really our place to kind of get away and spend some time together. And we'd go out there for the summers and things like that. And for us, it was really just a place where, we could spend time together and go to the beach and go to the pool and hang out. And as I got older and older, the Hamptons is known a bit for a party scene. And so the running joke out there is that people were drinking more rosé than they were drinking water. And me and my college roommate quickly fell into that old adage. And we were drinking lots and lots of rosé and enjoying ourselves very often on as many weekends as we could. And my dad has always been a big rosé drinker. One night he offered us a glass of pink juice, which is what he would always call it. And we started giving him a hard time. We said, look, you're drinking with us. You're sitting in the Hamptons. You're not drinking pink juice anymore. You're drinking Hampton water. And we all started laughing about it. And he was like, man, that's so funny. Whatever. Imagine if someone put that on a bottle. Like, people out here would love it. And the light bulb kind of went off. And me and my buddy looked at each other and said, man, that is a good idea. People out here would love that. Like, that'd be so cool, whatever. We start talking about it the next morning. We're still bugging him. And he said, look, I don't care what you two do. And you are going into your senior year of college. You both don't have jobs. Like, go figure it out. If you're serious, bring something back to me. And so that's exactly what we did. We were both studying business at the time. And so we went back to school. We designed the label. We designed the bottle. And we came up with this concept of creating more than just a rosé, but creating a lifestyle brand, right? For us, the Hamptons is a place where you enjoy all of the things that I think everyone all over the country enjoys during the summer, right? It's beaches, it's barbecues, it's friends, it's good food, and all of that is surrounded by good bottles of wine. And so when we created this concept, again, of this Hampton life, we decided to continue to kind of run with it. We brought it back to my dad, as a more fully formed concept. He fell in love with it all over again, and we started kind of going around asking folks, okay, how could you really start this? We ended up being introduced to Gerard Bertrand, who's one of the top winemakers in the world, without a doubt the number one guy in Languedoc, France. And since our launch, we've had 4 years of 90-point ratings. We're the highest rated rosé in the world. We're the first rosé in 25 years to make the top 100 list, Wine Spectator's top 100 wines in the world. We made that list in 2018.
Congratulations.
And then Wine Enthusiast. Yeah, thank you. Wine Enthusiast gave us our second top 100 rating.
Awesome.
And they gave us a 91. So
wow.
The critical response has been insane. People are really enjoying it all over the country and now all over the world. We're in all 50 states, and we are now in 50 countries outside of the U.S., which is pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
Right.
To start an idea that literally was drunk friends sitting around to now, running a very real business is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and you know what? Being a bunch of young guys just out of college, I'm surprised you didn't try to develop some sort of apparatus so you can shotgun it. Like, remember my college days, shotgunning the beers.
We definitely have. We've definitely mastered the drink it as fast as you can game. We've gotten very, very good at that.
And Sin and I, honestly, we've been drinking before we met you. We love it. I love it that it's moderately priced. You're not going into the liquor store saying, it's either this or the car payment. Which is it today? It's an affordable rosé that anyone can afford. It's I think it's in that $20 range, $15 to $25 range, depending on what liquor store you go to.
Totally. We wanted it. It was hugely important for us for it to be both aspirational, right? People that have never been to the Hamptons, they certainly know what it is. You see it all over on TV, and it's a place in people's minds that takes on a life of its own. And so for us, right, we wanted to create a brand that was both aspirational, but that was accessible. Exactly to your point, when we came up with this concept, I was 22 years old when we launched it. The reason that we went and started creating rosé was because a 22-year-old walks into a wine store, doesn't have $50 to spend on a bottle of wine, especially one that they're going to go, I don't think I like this very much.
Right. Right.
So for us, rosé was something that a younger crowd could introduce wine to that way. It could be kind of your gateway into the wine world. And a person who knows a little something about wine and understands what a 90-point rating from Wine Spectator means, understands where Languedoc is as a region. Someone that's a little more educated wouldn't be embarrassed to bring a bottle of Hampton Water because it's not necessarily a quote unquote kid wine like you see out in the market these days. So for us, that was something that was hugely important, was that people could grasp it and understand it, but that it also wasn't going to break the bank for some 20-something-year-old kid that has never tried rosé before.
Yeah, a friend of mine years ago came to the holiday dinner, Christmas dinner, and he's a wine guy. He brought me this red wine. He's telling me all about it. I said, I just open it up and pour it. So he pours it, and I'm like, and all of a sudden he sees me. I'm diluting it with Coca-Cola. He's like, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to give it some flavor. I said, this is like liquid sand. I said, I just swallow a mouthful. My tongue is bone dry. He's like, you don't have the appreciation. I said, listen, you spend more than $10, $20 on a bottle of wine on me, you spent too much. I said, I appreciate it, but you could drink it by yourself or bring it home, because I'm just going to cut it with Coca-Cola from here on out. So he it was his bottle of wine for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, there you go. He was just messing with you. He just wanted to look like he brought something, but he really brought it for himself.
Probably.
Jesse, what was the best part of creating the rosé?
Well, right in the very beginning, we went to the wine store near us in the Hamptons and actually just bought basically every bottle of rosé that was in there. So that day was pretty fun. We stuck them all in the fridge, and we got to try like 15, 20 different bottles of rosé. So that was definitely a good time. But I would say every day, not to sound cliche, but it's like every day there's something new and wild going on, and we're always trying to really push the boundaries of what the wine world, quote unquote, is supposed to look like and feel like. And so there really isn't. It's hard for me to say, this one time was so amazing, right? I mean, just a few weeks ago, I was in the south of France when I met you guys. We were hosting the very first ever cocktail competition that a wine has ever held with the USBG. So that was pretty cool. A couple of weeks ago, we were one of the title sponsors of Pride in the Park in Chicago, which is a huge Pride festival, big music festival. And it was the biggest activation we've ever done, which was so fun. We saw like a couple thousand people came through the booth every single day. It was insane. And so every day, every week, there's a new crazy thing that's happening, which is exciting. But it's it's hard to just pinpoint and say this was by far the best part, because every day it seems like there's a new best part happening.
Now, recently, you had at Southampton Social an event to find the 2022 Hampton Water Rosé Rockstar. Can you tell us a little bit about that and who the winner was?
Sure, yeah. So we came up with this concept of creating cocktails a couple of years ago. We worked with a bar in the Upper East Side of Manhattan called the Daisy. A friend of ours owned it, still owns it, and he had these amazing mixologists that worked in the back. They had like a kind of speakeasy in the back. And for what we sort of noticed, and it's no longer really the case. The rosé season, quote unquote, has really started to become all year, and that's been a big focus of ours. But in our first year, we were like, we got to figure out ways to get people to be on our level of understanding of drinking rosé all the time. And one thing that we came up with was cocktails, because a lot of restaurants, they'd say, okay, great, we have 5 or 6 rosés during the summer, and then come September, October, we really narrow it down to 1 or 2. And because we were so new, we weren't making the cut in a lot of places. So we wanted to come up with just a reason for, hey, you should keep us on the menu. So we worked with these guys, and they created the first couple of cocktails that we started using and showing to people, and people really reacted to them incredibly well. And wine cocktails have started to become a bit more of a thing. But the USBG, which is who we partnered with to put on the competition, which stands for the United States Bartenders Guild, they had never done a rosé or a wine cocktail contest before. They host cocktail competitions of all sorts, shapes and sizes all the time. But we were incredibly excited to partner with them, and they were incredibly excited to partner with us because, like I said, they'd never done something like this before. And so what started as a national competition, we sent the word out. We got 13 semifinalists to actually send in cocktails literally from around the country. People as far as South Dakota were making some amazing cocktails for us. They sent them into the USBG. The USBG helped us narrow that down to 5. And then those 5 we brought out to Southampton. We hosted the event at Southampton Social, and you got to try all of them. I mean, they were pretty spectacular, and they were so different. They were so out of the box. I mean, some of them one of the guys is from Miami. His name was, I always pronounce it wrong, Istis. And he created this amazing distilled yogurt that was supposed to be like a sangria and that had this amazing foam on top. And I mean, it was like a science experiment. And then the other end of the spectrum, there was a woman named Lauren from Cincinnati. She made this amazing spritz. It was just like this sweet lemonade, and it had rock candy in it, and it had the rosé in it. And it was just as delicious. And it was like, oh, I could have that at like an amazing cocktail bar, or I could make this by the pool with my buddies. You know, and so that was really kind of what we were going for, was to show people the spread of things you could do with the wine. And like I said, the reaction to it was epic.
Well, Sen and I were there. Thank you for having us, and we had a great time. Yes, each cocktail in its own right was a winner, but obviously you could only choose one, and they were so different but so enjoyable. You know, I never really thought, and that's a great concept that you thought of. I mean, I never thought of a wine as being a cocktail. To me, a cocktail is a cocktail, and a wine is a wine, and that's such great forethought to say, hey, listen, we need to take this Hamptons Water, the world's best rosé, and make it something else for the other segment of the population who just like cocktails.
For sure, and that segment is growing. You know, and so that's something that we've really tried to focus on in the last year, is how do we get this story out? Again, to your point of, this isn't just a rosé. This can be many, many different things. You know, and for us, it's really about what is that drinking occasion, right? I think that so many people get stuck in the concept of, well, you drink red wine when you're doing this, you drink white wine when you're eating this, and that's it. And for us, rosé is it's so many different things that it's like, well, why not have a glass of rosé when you're out with your friends and it's 2 a.m. and, well, you can have this amazing rosé cocktail. You know, I think that we've all been there where maybe you have a couple of cocktails to start the evening, and you get where you're going, you go, I don't really want another vodka soda.
Right.
You know, not only is it going to bite me in the butt tomorrow, but it's like, okay, how many of these do I really want to have? You know, so again, this I think gives the opportunity to not only enjoy a really high quality product, but also try something that is new, and something that is a little bit lower alcohol content. So again, it's not going to hurt you the next day.
And who was the ultimate winner of the cocktail showdown?
So Nigel from Chicago. I don't know if you noticed, but Nigel was in a unbelievable knee brace.
Yes.
He told us this really horrific story, but I was giving him some props, and I was like, Nigel, you're playing hurt. He was literally standing behind his table on one leg with this huge knee brace on. He's shaking up cocktails. I was like, dude, you're going to fall over. Like, if you get hurt here, it's going to really put a damper on the rest of the contest. But yeah, he was a trooper, and he made this amazing, he came up with this whole concept of detoxing while you retox. And because it was sort of a lower alcohol content, it just had the wine in it as the alcohol. And then it had cucumber, it had, all kinds of different green fruits and things like that. And I was like, it was amazing. And then it had this amazing foam on top of it, an egg white in it. And then it was so cool. He took a little bit of black salt and he drew a line down the middle of it. It said, this is the line. And I think he said, depending on how many you drink is when you decide to cross it.
Yes.
I thought that was hilarious. But it was delicious. It was delicious. It was so good. And again, it was so creative. I was like, I would never even think about putting cucumber syrup and all of these amazing different things that he put in it. And it was incredible. And again, I think it just goes to show that the diversity that the wine can really lend itself to, because it does have that kind of crispness. It does have that freshness. It's not overly sweet. So to have those same kind of flavors in different vegetable syrups, we were like, okay, go for it. And it was incredible.
And yeah, speaking of his cocktail, what I loved about it was very refreshing. You could taste the cucumber water in it, but then I liked, like you mentioned, at the very end, when you got to the bottom of your glass, or sometimes to the top of your glass, depending how big of a chug you took, that black volcanic sea salt just you know how they say you put salt in some things that you don't think of, like the salt and chocolate to give it a little more flavor. That really accentuated the flavors for me. Once that salt hit my tongue, I was like, ooh, okay, here we go.
No, he really rocked it. And I have to say, and when we tasted it, you can smell what he was pouring into the drink. And I said, nobody else's, you couldn't smell it. And I was like, you know what? He rocked it. Like that's how I felt. Like once he started pouring everything and you can smell all those for everything between the, the wine and all the ingredients. I was like, he rocked it. He was totally different. But I want to know, Jesse, what would you pair? What is your perfect food to pair with your amazing rosé?
Again, it's something that I think is really up to the consumer. We've paired it with everything. When we first started, like I said, we were trying to think of different ways to really show people, look, you can drink this all year round. Just because Labor Day has gone by doesn't mean you have to put away your rosé. And so for us, we literally started traveling around the country, partnering with different chefs and just sending them bottles ahead of time saying, taste it, create a menu that you think goes with it, and we'll come in and we'll bring local press and we'll hang out and we'll have a big party around it. And we called it the Pink Bottle Boy Supper Club. And the reaction to it was crazy, but we literally paired it with everything from Italian food in New York to seafood and that kind of more traditional, oysters, clams, things like that down in Miami. We went as far as going to Vegas during Chinese New Year, and this amazing chef made all of these really spicy different Chinese foods and noodles and all these different things. And the wine paired beautifully with all of it. So I think that, again, because of the process, because of the oak aging in the wine, because of the fact that there is that kind of traditional South of France salinity that is really symbolic of the Languedoc region, it really lends itself very, very well to a number of different things. And I always joke that my favorite thing to pair it with is a second glass of Hampton Water, but lots of people want to hear real answers. And so, again, it's hard to just sort of pin it down to one thing. But the very traditional answer to that question would be sort of seafood, shellfish, lighter fare. The easy combo is you say wherever things that are from that region pair very well with the wine. So, shrimp, clams, oysters, things like that.
Well, I know Big Fat Joey here has paired it with just about everything from, oysters Rockefeller to French fries to the local burger joint to a nice leftover steak from a high-end restaurant. It's just a good wine, and I'm not saying that because you're online with it. We do drink it. We do enjoy it. We do have bottles of it in the house. It is just a good wine, and everyone loves it. And now, speaking of everyone loving something, Jesse, are you ready to play everyone's favorite radio game, This or That with Sin?
Let's do it. Sounds like a plan.
All right, here we go.
Let's go, Jesse. Is it rosé all day or gin and juice?
Oh, rosé all day. Gin and juice gives me a headache.
Magic in the Hamptons or cake by the ocean?
Ooh, magic in the Hamptons. Have to.
I drink alone or get the party started?
I am a pink bottle boy till the day I die, and so I am all about a 6-liter and bringing it to a party.
Yes. Ice, ice, baby or bad medicine?
I think I gotta go ice, ice, baby.
Oh boy.
My dad's not near me, so you won't hear.
Bon Jovi or Guns N' Roses?
Oh, Bon Jovi. I don't want to get hit.
Thank you. That was fun.
Now, speaking of Bon Jovi, obviously your dad is somewhat involved in it. What's his whole take on how this, you and your buddy sitting at the pool saying, hey, we're drinking pink juice, or your dad's saying we're drinking pink juice. What's his whole, hey, my son is, look what he did, look how he put this all together. And this is out in all 50 states where, top 100 rosés and Wine Spectre magazine. What's his take and feel on all of this?
Yeah, I think that when he first heard the idea, he thought it was a cool idea. I think that he really gave us the freedom to say, okay, if you guys are serious about this, go see what you can do. I don't really care. And then we brought something real back to him, and it sparked his interest again. He said, okay, now I know these guys are serious. And so since our launch, like I said, getting the accolades we have, having the growth that we've seen, now growing our sales team from just being my college buddy to we've got 9 full-time salespeople around the country.
Wow.
We're really growing this into a real business. And so I think to see that, I think he's very proud of that. I think that he's very excited to actually see this, what was really just a concept between 2 buddies, turn into something that is really expanding and is challenging the wine business in a way that I don't think any of us really thought would happen in the beginning. When we first launched, it was just something that was cool and fun to do.
Right.
But now we're all incredibly invested, both with our time and our energy and our effort. We are spending every minute of every day working on Hampton Water to make sure that everybody gets a chance to at least try it. Because again, we think that it is an incredibly good product, but more than that, it's about bringing people together, right? It's about sharing those memories. It's about providing people with the opportunity to get back out into the world now that things are opening up and enjoy time with family, enjoy time with friends that maybe they haven't seen in a while. And we want to be the wine that you do that with.
And that's what, food, wine, good friends, good family, great fun. It all comes together.
What do you love about the Hamptons?
It's a big question, honestly. Everything,
That's like me
I
too.
grew up going out to the Hamptons, so yeah, I can't think of a single bad thing. Even when the weather's crummy in the Hamptons, I still love it. I love going out there, even when it's the kind of off season. In October, November, it's my favorite time to go out there. It's quiet, still gorgeous, good waves, good surf. You get to go to all the restaurants. I mean, it's the greatest. For me, the Hamptons, there's no place quite like it. It's a really, really special place for me and for my family.
Well, Tumbleweed Tuesday is the day after Labor Day, but you know what? Since the pandemic, I've been out to the Hamptons for, over 40 years now, but, now since the pandemic, theoretically, there is no longer a Tumbleweed Tuesday because back in and I'm sure you've been going out there for years. After Labor Day, it was really kind of quiet, but since the pandemic, it doesn't matter. It doesn't get quiet till maybe around Christmas.
For sure. Yeah. And honestly, I don't blame people. It's like you don't have to rush back.
Nope.
It's a pretty nice place to hang.
It is. It's a special. Me too. I feel it's special, and you always like feel good when you're out there. But what's like one special memory, like one place that you're like, I just love it here, or just a special memory?
My backyard.
All right. Hey,
Again,
listen.
I love
it. When I make it out to the pool, it's a pretty special day. So I would say that, anytime I get a chance to be out there, we are constantly creating new memories and spending time with friends. So it's hard to pick just one. There's been a lot of pretty epic ones that many of which probably aren't appropriate for radio. So you'll have to use your imagination.
Now, since you started all this, is there any one particular question you get a lot from people?
One thing that people ask, one thing that people ask a lot is, why is it from France if it's called Hampton Water?
Okay.
And for us, it really comes down to quality. The ability to partner with a guy like Gerard Bertrand, who is not only the top winemaker in the Languedoc region, but obviously is making an incredible bottle of rosé as the scores, 4 90-point ratings in a row, 2 spots on 2 different top 100 lists. Nobody is doing that. Even the biggest producers of rosé aren't doing that. And so the reaction that we've gotten has been incredible. And so I think that that's really the biggest thing. People go, well, why didn't you make it in the Hamptons? It's like, well, we probably wouldn't have gotten 4 90 points in a row if we did. So for us, it's really about symbolizing the Hamptons. And like I said, we were always drinking French rosés when we were out there. And for us, it was just something that we couldn't eat. It was really that special.
Oui.
Jesse, what would be your tagline? All these Bravo celebrities and everyone has a tagline. What would be your tagline?
Oh, wow. Well, we always say make a splash. Hampton Water makes a splash.
Okay.
I like it.
I like that.
I'd have to think about it more. But yeah, we always try to make a splash, that's for sure.
Perfect.
And Jesse, if you could describe the Hamptons and Hamptons Water in 3 words, what would it be?
Well, I'll cut off the because that would be 4 words. The world's favorite rosé.
There you go. World's favorite rosé. Mine and Sin's favorite rosé. Everyone's favorite rosé. Well, well, that's great, Jesse. So now, Jesse, how can my audience find, follow, and keep up with everything Jesse Bongiovi and Hamptons Water?
Well, you'll have to check us out either on our website at hamptonwaterwine.com or check us out on Instagram or any social media. I am regularly embarrassing myself on the internet for the attempt of getting the word out about Hampton Water. So check us out at Hampton Water on anywhere that you take in social media, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. What else is there? Facebook. We're on all of it. So check us out at Hampton Water or at www.hamptonwaterwine.com or find us at your local liquor store. Go in anywhere. Ask for Hampton Water. If they don't have it, throw a fit. Throw things off the counter. Scream and yell at whoever works there until they bring it in.
Well, you know what? I know one thing. Hamptons Water is on every table in every restaurant that I go to in the Hamptons because everyone loves it. Well, Jesse Bongiovi, founder of Hamptons Water, the world's best rosé. Thank you for being on the Big Fat Joey Show. It's been nothing but a pleasure. I wish you luck and success in all that you do.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me on. And go check us out if you're listening. Get yourself some Hampton Water this summer.
Thank you, Jesse. Yes, we have it, and we'll see you in the Hamptons.
What a great interview with Jesse Sin.
So great. I'm ready to pour now. I have the bottle here.
Hey, listen, we know, he likes Ice Baby. Hopefully, Dad's not. Well, hopefully, Dad is listening to the show.
Well, you have to put.
It's funny that.
But a day like today, put it on ice, or it's got to be chilled.
Yes, today. I mean, listen, it's already early morning, and it's a scorcher out there. But once again, I'm not going to complain. I'd rather have this over the cold, damp, rainy, icy weather. But you know what? Get yourselves a bottle of Hampton Water, rosé. Sit back.
A few bottles.
All right, few bottles, But remember, take it easy. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly, but enjoy yourself because it goes down smooth. And it is easily paired, as he said in the interview. It's easily paired with everything that you want to drink. So everyone, check them out. Follow them on Instagram. Go to their website, hamptonwaterwine.com, to get more information on how you can find your best bottle of rosé, Hampton Water. And up next, I speak with founder and owner of Strongbox Theater, Tony Leone. All right, everyone, let's welcome to the line founder and owner of the Strongbox Theater in East Rockaway, New York, Tony Leone. Tony, welcome to Big Fat Joey Show. How are you?
Great, Joey. I'm great. I'm on the Joey Show.
That's it. Thank you for being on. I am super, super excited. Mutual friend of ours, Jay Bird, Joanne Phillips, put us together. So, Tony, how do you know my friend Joanne Jay Bird Phillips? Because she's out and about doing a ton of different things. She's been involved in the entertainment business. The Jay Bird Music for the Arts. She's a writer, for newspapers, magazines. She's been featured around Women magazine. So how do you know Jay Bird?
Well, we met randomly. I was handing out postcards for last year's production at a Long Beach event, and she was there, and she just lit up when she saw what we were doing. She came to the show. She sought me out, and I didn't say no to that excitement. She came over, we gave her a tour of the building, and she is so excited about our business. I asked a mutual friend, what turned out to be a mutual friend, about her, and he said about her, she is a giver, not a taker, and boy, was he right. She's helping us out, going above and beyond with marketing, but the thing I love about her is we went out to dinner one day, and she's just a sympathetic ear, and she's got so much good advice. So, she's been terrific, and we consider her part of the Strongbox family at this point.
Yes, she is a wonderful person. I've known her, oh God, I don't know, a handful of years now. And yes, she's definitely a giver, always looking to see how she can help you. And she's not looking for anything. She's just looking to help because she really loves the arts and she promotes the arts. And she does a lot for a lot of people and expects nothing, absolutely nothing. She's done, done things for me. She's done things for a lot of other people. And she just wants to promote the arts. She's a true lover of the arts. So, and yeah, it's great to have people like that. And I'm great. And I am glad she's on board with Strongbox Theater.
Right on. Right on.
You are doing what I love to see. You are resurrecting a non-use building here on Long Island, specifically East Rockaway, the old East Rockaway National Bank and Trust building. And you are transforming it into one of Long Island's premier theater destinations, the Strongbox Theater. But before we get into all of that and the semi-free shows that you're producing out in the park in East Rockaway Memorial Park, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with this project.
Well, in the past life, I was an actor and director in the Buffalo professional theater circuit back when I was 20 pounds lighter and had a full head of hair.
I've been there, done
that. Then I moved back home to New York. I'm from Queens originally. I moved home to New York to pursue it, and I found myself to be a small fish in a big pond. And then life happened. I got married, had a couple of kids, got divorced, had a career in a logistics business for a long time. Met my wife 12 years ago. We're married now for 4 years. And just at the start of the pandemic, we didn't know the pandemic was going to happen. I've always had this dream and idea to build a theater and have a black box theater where we could show quality events. And so we pursued that idea. She loved it. She wanted to support me with it. So we partnered up and we started looking for properties. And this property in East Rockaway showed up, this beautiful old bank building with a shorter annex building attached to it was available. And we needed a building with ceiling height for the lights, the lights to properly angle onto the stage. And once we saw that building, we knew this was it. We consulted with a few theater techies. They gave us an enthusiastic thumbs up, and we went to work getting an architect designing it. We have consultants helping us with the layout, and we are in that process now.
Well, that's great. And that's what I love to hear. You're repurposing an old bank, and there's a couple of buildings here on Long Island that have been repurposed into restaurants and other facilities. And there's just something about, especially the bank, I believe it was built around 1930, something that old. It's not one of these new commercial banks that's all Formica and plastic. I'm sure it's laden with marble. I'm sure it's got, intricate tile work on the floor. And most importantly, what I always love is the imagination people like yourself put into it and develop the vault. It's just to have a bank vault at your disposal and to do something cool with that. Because, not everyone very few people, unless you work in a bank, have ever been in a bank vault.
Yeah, the vault was a huge milestone that we just achieved. We partnered with a company called Oz Trucking and Rigging and another demolition company. And the first step was to decide what to do with that vault door that weighs 10 tons.
Yeah.
So and the craftsmanship of that door is just incredible. It's beautiful. It's got the captain's wheel. Mm-hmm. And we said, this is our mascot. We can't just get rid of it. We decided to move it 20 feet away into its new home. It'll be facing into the bar lounge area. And the back is beautiful too. It's got the gears and a beautiful glass door. So that could be a nice backdrop for a stand-up comedian or a band. Mm-hmm. So we went through the expense and energy to move that door, but the walls to the vault just took up too much space. It was valuable real estate for performance area. So we did demolish the walls, but they were 20-inch walls thick, and took a couple of weeks for them to jackhammer the walls down. But it was exciting to see the new product, this big, vast, open space with high ceilings. It's beautiful. And the brickwork is fantastic, so we want to salvage that. So there'll be, like you said, there'll be some design elements in there that'll go with the bank theme.
And that's what I like to hear. Obviously, real estate is very expensive. You needed the floor space, but the vault doors are beautiful. Just especially as you said, the inner part of the door has all the gears. It has the bulletproof glass on it. So yeah, it's very intricate, very very unique backdrop for anyone, the bands or the comedians or whomever you're going to have there. So I know you're saying so the theater's opening up sometime next year. Is that correct? That's the timeline for now?
That's the timeline for now. It gets pushed back, but we are on a good trajectory now with the design. We brought on a company called Theater Projects. They're bringing a lot to the table as far as designing out the electrical scheme and all these mechanical things that you don't think of, or that we didn't think of. So we had that all buttoned up. And so we're thinking by this fall, hammers will be swinging in that space and we'll be done in a year. We already demolished what we needed to demolish, so we're in a good position to get started.
And in the interim, while you're getting started, you are still entertaining the masses with your Strongbox in the park. Tell us a little bit about that, what park you're using, how people can come out and see it, and more importantly, how people can enjoy live entertainment finally back in the deep Nassau area of East Rockaway.
That's right. We are putting up we call it a festival of stage and song. We were thinking along the lines of having different programs on different days and decided not to do that and just to stick with the same show every night. And we are putting up 8 short plays that we put a call out for, and we got these submissions from all over the world. We got 550 submissions.
Wow.
We went through all the plays, we read through them all, and we narrowed it down to 8 that we think were the best written or had good structure or there was something to them. They're all but one of them are comedies, so we want people to laugh. We want to keep the evening light. And it's outside at Memorial Park. COVID is still in the background, so we wanted to have a safe outdoor setting, just so people could feel safe and not mask if they didn't want to mask. I've been to a few shows this year, and just wearing that mask, it's just I don't know, it just does something, I think, to the performers and the experience. So it's outdoors, it's safe. People have plenty of time, plenty of space to spread out. We got these plays going on, and the plays turn out to be by award-winning playwrights. One of the playwrights was nominated 4 times for the Pulitzer. Arlene Hutton, one of the playwrights, is an accomplished playwright. Yeah, she's been published by Dramatist Play Service. And it goes on and on. One of the playwrights is from Alaska. So we got coast to coast represented. And we decided to add some music to the mix, and we put a call out for live musicians, and we got 3 local musicians to play their original songs, which are great. And I think it adds some variety to the show. And it's great. We did a production of the 39 Steps last year, and people just enjoyed it. They brought their beach chairs, they packed a picnic, they sprawled out. And there's this outdoor culture in Long Island. I've seen it done at Eisenhower, at these bandshells, and we wanted to resurrect this bandshell in East Rockaway and give it some life. And we're doing that. It's at 376 Atlantic Avenue, right in Memorial Park in East Rockaway. And we are offering it as a pay what you wish kind of event. We're not doing it for the money. We want to do something nice for the community while building our brand.
And that's what I love about it, because you know what? Listen, there's nothing better than a Long Island summer. We have beautiful beaches, beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. But unfortunately, summer is blink, blink. It's Christmas next week. And you're stuck in the house, or you're stuck inside a venue, and listen, nothing against any venue. You know, your venue is going to be a beautiful venue. The other venues are here on Long Island, but there's just something about going to an outdoor concert. I mean, I love, and still to this day, going to Jones Beach to see a concert out at the amphitheater. You know, nothing just beats the fresh air. I mean, that's right on the water. That's right on the bay/ocean. There's nothing that beats that. And what you're doing by giving back to the community and letting them see what Tony Leone and the Strongbox Theater is going to ultimately bring to the East Rockaway, Nassau County, really Suffolk County, all of Long Island, the 5 boroughs, because you're 3 steps off the New York City borderline practically. People are going to flock to your venue to see quality shows. And, you know, knowing Joanne, she's a friend of mutual friend of ours, and the talent and all the years that you've been up in Buffalo, you know, in the circuit of, you know, being an entertainer, you know what to look for. You know, you're not just some businessman that said, oh, hey, someone gave me $5 million, I'm going to put this together. I don't know good from bad. You know, only jokes I know are knock, knock, and why did the chicken cross the road? You know, you're in the business, so you know what you're looking for, and you know what people want to see, because I'm sure you've been in plenty of, you know, blockbuster hits, and I'm sure you've been in a couple of duds. So you're like, all right, well, we know the dud thing doesn't work, so we're not going to do any knock knock jokes.
Yeah.
No comedians with knock knock jokes. It's not going to last too long. And that's what I love to see, and especially, and you know, and we had a conversation the other day before, you know, and we're talking about pay what you want type of price, which is very, very generous of you, and I'm sure people are doing the right thing. And I find most people do the right thing. And I'm out east a lot, and I see people, you know, the fruit stands. There's no one there. There's, you know, pay what you want. Grab a watermelon, grab a bag of peaches, put some money in the box. And it reminded me of an old school Little Rascals where they had a play, and it was like pay as you exit. If you liked it, you paid us. If you didn't like it, you didn't pay the Little Rascals. But that's what I'm excited to see, and especially where you are. For those people who aren't familiar, you know, by the way, everyone, this is not the Rockaways of New York City. This is East Rockaway, the 5 towns area, South Nassau County. That's where this is, in East Rockaway, New York. And, you know, it's kind of off the beaten path, because you don't really travel through East Rockaway to go anywhere else. You go to East Rockaway or you go back to your house.
Yeah, East Rockaway is one of those towns. There's Atlantic Avenue cutting directly through it, and people just pass it by and don't realize that we have a beautiful canal front here with some nice restaurants on it. I think we're going to be the anchor to Main Street, but Main Street is coming alive too. We got a beautiful restaurant called Haviland's there. We're surrounded. It's a beautiful community. The people here are fantastic. They've been so excited and welcoming for this business, because this bank has kind of been an eyesore for the past 8 years. And so people are excited to see something unique and different become of it. Right. And you're right. But we're easy to get to. We're a 5-minute walk from the Center Avenue or the East Rockaway station on the Long Island Railroad. It's a great place where there's a lot of parking, and it's just a wonderful community.
That is the key. Ease of access. You know, you'll get your city people who can come out because it's right off the railroad. You'll get us Long Islanders who are car bound who can come right Sunrise Highway down to Atlantic Avenue, zip zip zip. We pull right in. That is the key. If you have enough parking, they will come. So now, Tony, how can my audience find, follow, keep up, and get information to all things Strongbox Theater and these live shows you're putting on for the next 3 weekends, everyone, starting on July 22nd all the way through August 7th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the next 3 weekends, live performances at the Memorial Park in East Rockaway. How can my audience get information?
We have an Instagram handle at Strongbox Theater, same with Facebook. We like those 2 social media platforms best, but we have a really nice website, www.strongboxtheater.com. And I always get made fun of whenever I say the www. I'm dating myself. But strongboxtheater.com. And we have all the information and bios about the playwrights and information and synopses of the plays. It's nicely laid out.
Well, that sounds great. Well, Tony Leone, founder and owner of Strongbox Theater, thank you for being on the Big Fat Joey Show. I wish you nothing but luck and success in all that you do.
This was a lot of fun talking to you, Joey. Thank you.
Same here, Tony. Be well, stay safe, and we shall speak.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow, Sin, what great drive, what great fortitude, what great ambition. You know, it is not lighthearted to take over an abandoned bank and try to make it something that it wasn't originally built to be, an entertainment venue. Kudos to Tony and all his people for doing their best to bring more entertainment to Long Island. Because, you know, as we all know, there's a lot of entertainment that come from Long Island. Joan Jett, Billy Crystal,
Billy Joel.
Billy Joel. You have a ton of entertainers that come from Long Island. You know what? This is how we get to see our indie artists that I always talk about and rave about. We need more venues like Tony's, the Strongbox Theater, to go out and, you know, showcase all the indie artists. And I love that he's doing this in the park thing until he opens up, give everyone a little taste of what the Strongbox Theater has to offer and what they're going to bring to the neighborhood. It's always fun to see that. And, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get out there these next 2 weekends and check it out.
Well, you know, I'm from Nassau, and I'm not too far from East Rockaway. And I just think it's amazing what he's doing for the community and for everyone to, like, get out, have a good time, enjoy the summer, and it's things to be that's going to be in the theater. So I think it's great.
It is definitely great. And you know what? If there's any better time to be in the theater, it's today. Going to be 100 degrees, give or take a couple of dots on the thermometer. You want to go out and, you know, get in somewhere where it's cool. Right now, the beaches is still a great place to rock here on Long Island. Unfortunately, you have some friends in the water. A little Jaws theme there. Want to chomp, chomp, chomp. You know, hey, listen, we're going into their home. It's their living room, the water. You know, just be safe, be careful out there. You know, you see any little fins protruding from the water, get your butt out and back on the sand.
Yeah, it's just wild, right? I just can't believe it. On the news, every single thing about the sharks. I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, no, do I.
It was jellyfish. Watch out for the jellyfish. I don't hear anything about jellyfish.
No, but you know what? On one hand, you know, and not being any sort of oceanographer or anything like that, I'm assuming all the years I've been hearing about cleaning up the waterways and the oceans of the world. You know, the oceans, I guess, here on the Atlantic seaboard, specifically in the New York region, are getting cleaner. The sharks and other fish are swimming by. So, hey, I mean, on one hand, that's a good thing. The waters are getting cleaner because for a long, long time there in the 70s
it was
and
a
80s,
mess. You didn't want to even go in the water.
You didn't want to go in the water. So that's
more or
good.
less the sand.
Right, more or less the sand when you had all that medical waste stuff floating up about 30 years ago. But you know what? It's good that the waters are clean. Just gotta be smart. You know, you just gotta respect
the lifeguards.
Respect what the lifeguards say. Respect what the sharks have to say. Respect their home, which is their water, and just take it easy. But otherwise, not that. You know, go out, go see an indie artist, go to a venue like the Strongbox Theater. Check those things out and enjoy while you keep yourself cool. Now, speaking of keeping ourselves cool, we're gonna head out here, jump into the air-conditioned car to run home and jump in the air-conditioned home because it's just too hot to be out. So everyone, this is Big Fat Joey. Big Fat Joey Show. Biggest thing on the radio. Here with Sin, reminding everyone to
make every sandwich count. Peace.